Every gardener knows the quiet frustration of a compost heap. We dutifully pile on our kitchen scraps, our lawn clippings, and the spent stems from last season's perennials. We turn it when we remember, hoping for that rich, dark, crumbly material that gardeners call black gold. Yet, more often than not, our heaps sit there, slowly slumping into a dense, soggy mess. Months can pass, even a year, before we get anything remotely usable. It can feel like a terribly slow process, a test of patience that many of us, I suspect, feel we are failing. We are told to wait, but the garden's needs are always immediate. This slow transformation often leads us to believe that composting is simply a matter of decay. We think of it as a rubbish pile that, given enough time, will eventually rot down. But this is where we go wrong. Composting is not about decay, it is a vibrant, living process. A well-made compost heap is a teeming metropolis of microscopic life. It is a bustling city of bacteria, fungi, and countless other organisms all working together. They are the true gardeners, the unseen workforce that does all the heavy lifting. When our compost is slow, it is not because the material is wrong, but because this workforce is hungry, thirsty, or struggling for air. The common advice is to get the balance of greens and browns right. The greens, like grass cuttings and vegetable peelings, provide nitrogen. The browns, such as cardboard, woody stems, and autumn leaves, provide carbon. This is sound advice, of course. It provides the basic building blocks for the microscopic creatures that will break everything down. But simply providing the food is not always enough. Imagine building a new city and providing only bricks and wood. You also need workers, and those workers need energy to get started. The true secret to fast, effective composting lies in kickstarting this biological engine. So we must shift our thinking. Instead of seeing a pile of waste, we must see a home for billions of tiny allies. Our job is not just to add materials, but to create the perfect conditions for them to thrive. We need to become managers of a microbial farm. This means paying attention to what they need: food, water, and air. When we get this right, the transformation from garden waste to glorious compost can happen not in a year, but in a matter of weeks. Or even, as some remarkable farmers have shown, in a matter of days. It is a simple change in perspective, but one that makes all the difference in the garden. For generations, Amish farmers have understood that the key to rich soil is feeding the life within it. They have perfected a method that transforms a pile of raw materials into finished compost with astonishing speed. Their secret is not a chemical additive or a fancy piece of equipment. It is beautifully simple and entirely natural. They create a special activator, a sort of energy drink for the microbes that drive the composting process. This simple tonic wakes up the dormant bacteria and fungi, encouraging them to multiply rapidly and get to work with incredible vigor. It is a lesson in working with nature, not against it. The magic ingredients are nothing more than raw milk and molasses. It might sound like an odd combination to pour onto a heap of garden waste, but the science behind it is wonderfully sound. Molasses, a thick dark syrup left over from sugar refining, is pure, unadulterated carbohydrate. It is an instant source of energy for microorganisms, giving them the immediate boost they need to start reproducing and breaking down tougher materials. Think of it as giving your microbial workforce a sugary cup of tea before a hard day's work. They spring into action, and the whole process accelerates from a slow crawl to a sprint. Raw, unpasteurized milk, on the other hand, is teeming with its own beneficial bacteria and enzymes. When you add it to the compost pile, you are introducing a diverse and powerful army of new workers. These are the very microbes that help to ferment and break down organic matter. The pasteurization process, which heats milk to kill bacteria, would destroy these vital allies, which is why raw milk is key. It provides both the proteins and the living cultures that turn a static pile into a dynamic, biological furnace. It is a perfect example of using one living system to energize another. Together, the molasses and raw milk create a symbiotic supertonic. The sugar feeds the native microbes already in your compost materials, while the milk introduces new, highly effective ones. This combination kickstarts a thermophilic reaction, meaning the compost pile heats up very quickly. This heat is a sign of intense microbial activity. It is the engine of the composting process running at full throttle. This rapid heating not only breaks down the material faster but also helps to kill off any weed seeds and potential pathogens, resulting in a cleaner, safer final product for your garden beds. Creating this fast-acting compost starts with a simple brew. The ratio is wonderfully straightforward and easy to remember. You will need a large watering can or a bucket for mixing. For every 20 liters of water, you will add about 1 cup of molasses and 4 cups of raw milk. It is important to use unchlorinated water, as chlorine can harm the very microbes you are trying to encourage. Rainwater is perfect for this, but if you only have tap water, simply let it sit out in an open bucket for 24 hours to allow the chlorine to evaporate before you mix in your secret ingredients. Now you must build your compost heap in layers, like making a giant garden lasagna. Start with a thick layer of coarse brown materials at the bottom, about 15 centimeters deep. Things like twigs, straw, or shredded cardboard are ideal. This creates air channels at the base of the pile, which is crucial for good aeration. Then, add a thinner layer of green materials on top, such as kitchen scraps, fresh grass clippings, or manure. After each pair of brown and green layers, you apply your microbial tonic. Simply spray or sprinkle the mixture evenly over the surface, ensuring it is damp but not waterlogged. Continue building your pile in these alternating layers of browns and greens, applying the molasses and milk solution each time. Aim for a pile that is at least 1 meter high and 1 meter wide. This size is important because it provides enough mass to insulate itself and build up the intense heat required for rapid decomposition. As you build, the pile will become a welcoming home for your microbial workers, with food, energy, and moisture distributed throughout. The layers ensure that both carbon and nitrogen are readily available for the organisms to consume. Once your pile is built, the real magic begins. Within 24 to 48 hours, you should notice it becoming incredibly hot to the touch. It can reach temperatures of 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. This is the sign that the thermophilic bacteria are working at full speed. You will need to check the moisture regularly. A good test is to grab a handful of the compost and squeeze it. It should feel like a damp sponge, releasing just a drop or two of water. If it is too dry, add more of your activator solution. If it is too wet, you may need to turn it to introduce more air. For those who live in towns or cities, finding raw milk can be a bit of a challenge. But do not despair, as there are excellent substitutes that work on the same principle of introducing beneficial microbes. One of the easiest alternatives is yogurt whey. This is the liquid that separates from plain, live yogurt. It is packed with the same sort of lactic acid bacteria found in raw milk. You can use it in the same proportions. Another brilliant option is a product called Effective Microorganisms, or EM1, a concentrated liquid culture of beneficial microbes that you can find online or at good garden centers. It is designed for exactly this purpose. After a few days of intense heat, you will need to turn the pile. This reintroduces oxygen to the microbes in the center and moves the cooler material from the outside into the hot core. Turning is hard work, but it is essential for a fast, even breakdown. With the Amish method, you may need to turn the pile every 2 or 3 days. You will notice that with each turn, the material becomes darker, finer, and less recognizable. The whole process, from a pile of rough garden waste to finished, usable compost, can take as little as 3 to 4 weeks. A truly remarkable transformation. When your compost is ready, it will be dark brown, have a lovely earthy smell, and a fine crumbly texture. You should not be able to identify any of the original ingredients. Now it is ready to work its magic in your garden. You can use it as a mulch, spreading a generous layer around your vegetables, fruit trees, and flowers. This feeds the soil, suppresses weeds, and helps to retain moisture. You can also mix it into the planting holes when you are putting in new plants, giving them a fantastic start in life with a boost of nutrients and beneficial soil life. Ultimately, this method teaches us a profound lesson. The goal is not just to make compost quickly. The real secret is understanding that we are cultivating life. By feeding the biology in the pile with simple, natural ingredients, we are creating a substance that is teeming with the very organisms that create healthy living soil. This black gold does more than just feed our plants. It builds a resilient and fertile soil ecosystem for years to come. It is a return to a way of gardening that partners with nature, and the results are truly a bountiful harvest and a healthier garden for all.